Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I talk about this often, but it again comes to my mind this year because I've said in another report I've had the greatest fishing year maybe I've ever had. And I know that sounds unbelievable because my whole life has been a wonderful exploration of our continent and the great fishing places that we have. But boy, have I had some great times this year. And I think one of the reasons is I've done a lot of my fishing alone. And when I'm alone, it's not that it isn't wonderful to share stories and jokes and laughter with friends as you go fishing. But when I'm alone, I can observe and I can learn. And I've learned more this summer than ever before. And I've waded out, and I've told you as I wade in a manner that it's very slow. But it gives me time to really watch and observe the water. And I have had times when I've thrown out and I'm standing there in the water and I've caught a bass, and I'll get the bass within 10 feet of me, and out of nowhere, actually out of the bottom, just near where I'd been standing, a muskie will come out at supersonic speed and attack the bass. But my point here isn't that muskies eat bass or that these things happen when you go fishing. My point is because I wade in a certain manner, I not only become one with the water, but I think the water becomes one with me. And what I mean by that is all the life in the water sort of senses that I'm a part of it and not some intruder. And I think this is so critical. I think as I watch other people wade, I watched kids wading in our kids' fishing tournament the other day. And as wonderful as it was to see them, I so much wanted to be a mentor. I so much wanted to go back to my days when I taught kids about fishing and tell them, you don't want to do that. You're crashing out there. You'd think you were going swimming at the beach. And all the fish around you are going to hear you crashing out. And they're not going to stay around. They're not going to be there for somebody else to catch. They're going to scurry away where they think it's safer. And that's the thing. If you're going to be a wading fisherman, and I think it's the most effective way to fish if the water's wadeable, then you have to be very careful that each move is done so deliberately and so carefully that I'm having a hard time saying my Lee words here, that the fish aren't alarmed, but they'll stay in that same area, and they'll come to go on with their feeding just as if you weren't there. I watched a blue heron time and time again feed right next to me, not be alarmed by me, not feel that I was an invader or an intruder or a threat. And this is what I'm trying to talk about fishing. I have caught so many bass this year, fishing the same places that I never did in the past. I know the fish were there before, but I was too aggressive in what I was trying to do, and I scared them away. And I found this year that that they're allowing me to here's how I will compare it. You look at those pictures of Africa, of the watering holes and the dry lands there in Africa where all the different animals come together and they all allow each other, even though any other time one would be prey and one would be the predator. But they kind of all mingle there together because they all need to drink and they all do their thing. And this is kind of what happens. I become one of the fish. Even though I can't breathe in water and even though I'm not a very good swimmer, they think I'm just one of them. And it allows me to have a time of fishing that is greater than ever before. And that's why I can tell you this summer, I've had some of the greatest fishing I've ever had. Right within just a few miles. I don't care where you live listening to this, within just a few miles of your home. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.